Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be looking at the new Bandai movie monster series, Shin Godzilla or Shin Godzilla. And this figure just came out not too long ago, stateside. I just got mine like a day ago. There were some for sale at G-Fest this year, but they were imported straight from Japan, so they were really expensive. They're like $40, whereas this one right here I got for only about 20 off BigBadToyStore.com. So I definitely recommend if you guys are going to get one of these, looking on there. They're currently all out of stock, but I'm sure at some point production will kick back in and there will be more available. But all that aside, let's get right in. Look at this tag here. And as you can see, this is the original movie poster we got way back when the actual artwork and first teaser trailer for the movie came out. It says Godzilla 2016, and it has the new, they used to be stickers, but now they're just kind of printed on there, which is kind of disappointing. They don't have that gold foil effect on there with 62 Goji. And the back looks like this. They got that kind of cutout pattern now again on this one. Shin Godzilla right there. Movie Monster Series. And on the inside, we get a silhouette. It says Godzilla 2016 again. The old trademark emblem, which I like more than that one. And all of the legal stuff and product materials. So, pretty cool tag. Definitely like the new design on here. I think the 2014 one was like that. But I didn't get the 2014 one because I got the NECA because the Movie Monster series for 2014 was not my favorite. Now, getting onto the figure himself. This thing looks pretty good, actually, for one of the newer Bandais. Since the quality has gone down for some reason as of late. But they definitely stepped up their game with this one. The sculpt on this looks really, really nice. I do really like the way this is molded. It really captures the mangled appearance that we know so far of Shin Godzilla. Just looks totally, totally gnarly all over the place. Spines look really good. The traditional style spines, except now there are 5 rows instead of 3. His legs look really good with that kind of more circular scale texture going on. His feet look awesome. I really like the feet on Shin Godzilla. Really like how they have this raised heel here, so when he walks on like the pads of his feet, kind of like an actual animal kind of would. And how big the pads of his toes actually are to where his claws don't even touch the ground, which is kind of unique. Then all these other protrusions around his feet. Then his arms, the little tiny ones that we are now used to, kind of remind me of the 54 Goji, how his arms were supposed to be held close to his side, so they looked smaller. And that's kind of what they went for here. The big collarbone protrusion looks really nice. His neck looks good. And his face looks really good as well. Very, very kind of distorted and scrunched, like we've come to expect. And of course, one of his trademark features so far was his extra long tail here. And this is basically the entire figure. Like, it is almost as big as him. It's just such a long tail. And it's actually molded in 2 pieces. This is 1 piece and this is 1 piece. And all of the ridges are captured very nicely. His strange little section here with the larger spines that are kind of like spikes, actually, compared to the actual spines down here. And then the kind of trademark to him mangled tip looks really good as well. And overall for his painting, he's just molded in this kind of charcoal gray, traditional Godzilla color vinyl with the red touch-ups on his chest, neck, and the tip of his tail, and then in between his spines. And then his eyes are just white. They didn't paint a pupil in. I don't really know why. It's molded in, you can see it right there, but it's not painted. Maybe that was just too difficult because of how small his pupil actually is. His teeth are painted on there nice. No paint inside of his mouth. It is sculpted in there with his tongueless appearance. And mine has a little dot on his chin right there. Quality control, what can you do? And then, of course, his toenails are painted, but not his fingernails. And then the red on his tail. So, he looks really cool. Definitely a really good looking figure. Now we can get into some size comparisons. Here he is with some pretty common Bandai vinyls. We got 54 Goji and 2004 Final Goji there. As you can tell, that this, being in the Movie Monster series, is actually quite a bit taller than the other vinyls are. Like, he's just kind of a whole head taller than most of them, which is pretty cool. I mean, this is supposed to be a really big Godzilla, but he is just so much taller and longer than anything. Here he is with some NECA Godzilla figures. I got a NECA 54 and Godzilla 2014. And as you can see, he's still a lot taller than anything in this line, too. By even more, it appears. He's just such a tall figure for this line, which is really cool. And finally, here he is next to some SH Monster Arts with the Godzilla 2001 and Millennium Special Color version. As you can see here, the GMK is actually closer to his size than a lot of the other figures I've shown, just because the GMK was a little bit bigger of a Monster Arts for whatever reason. And he looks pretty cool standing next to him because they have that similar eye, even though his eye is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a pupil, but it looks pretty cool. And the 2000, he is quite a bit taller than, but that's just because he's so hunched over. And here he is next to the Monster King, or 12-inch Bandai Creation line Mechagodzilla. I had to show this just because the reissue of this came out at the same time as this figure did, and I got them at the same time. So, overall, the new Movie Monster series for Godzilla 2016, or Shin Godzilla, I am really impressed with this figure. I was waiting for such a long time when this first came up on pre-order to actually get it. I'm super, super impressed with the sculpt that they were able to get in just this regular Bandai. They're not as good as they used to be, but this is a step in the right direction towards the new 6-inch finals. I'm hoping to see more in the future kind of like this for maybe some new molds of older Godzillas and actually getting good quality out of them again. And I'm really glad that they didn't go with the super glossy finish like some of the 2014 ones have. The matte is actually more of a skin color. But I'm really impressed with the sculpting, and the painting could have been a little better. They could have actually painted more of his parts red because he's basically red all over. But there's not really much you can ask for there. He still looks good. And then, of course, his pupil being not painted is a little bit of a disappointment. But other than that, I'm really excited that this finally came in and we get to have this new Godzilla in our hands finally. And when this thing comes back into stock and you guys are actually able to get your hands on it, if you don't have it yet or you don't have one ordered and you're just waiting on it, definitely keep your eye out for it. $20 to $30 would be a good range. Anything above 30, like to 40 range, they're going for on eBay right now. I would just wait and see what happens and see if they actually produce more. But other than that, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.